All right, guys, let's quiet for a second. We're going to get rolling.
One.
I'm just trying to keep us on track here, you know.
You're no fun.
Because I'm sober.
I'm lame. I got to work today. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I suck.
Gotta sell that CBD.
You know it.
In 3, 2.
Welcome back to Shot of History. I'm Stephanie.
I am the color man, Big Dev. T.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Jeannie.
I'm Cal.
Josh.
And Ashley.
And today, Ashley is going to be our historian. And I didn't even ask you what we were going to talk about today. What are we going to talk about today?
Freak shows and sideshows.
Woo! See, you always bring stuff
She
that
has
I'm
good stuff.
interested in. I love this.
AKA the life and times of Calvin.
Yours is different freak show.
Yeah, and you're still sober, so.
What can you shove up your
Then why am I wearing these assless chaps, huh? Riddle me that, Batman.
And all chaps are assless.
When do you not wear assless chaps?
The very definition of a chap is
If
assless.
you're wearing ass chaps,
But it's fun when you
wear
say
pants.
assless, though.
I mean, I can't disagree with that.
That is true, though. Chaps are always
It is a redundancy. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, and before we can get started, you know what we got to do. It's shot time,
Take
y'all.
these shots. Woo.
That is
Crushed
good.
it.
That was really good.
Crushed it. All new meaning now forevermore.
Right, yeah,
like,
forever.
I'm not going
Man.
to be able to drink Orange Crush.
Just like singing in the rain.
Crushing on Crush.
Buffalo
Like singing
Trace.
in the rain.
Does anybody remember being in, like,
Clockwork
at Valentine's Day, you would, like, get
yeah,
a
that
can
was-
of
Yeah, it
Crush?
gives you a whole
Yeah.
new
Like, you get
meaning to
candy
that.
hearts and a can of Crush.
I did not get
Nobody
that.
did that in
Wait,
high school?
no.
I know it's candy hearts
The
for
little
Valentine's.
I
I feel
was-
like I need to try
I was the
something
Ralph
new.
Well, you
Wiggum
would
of
buy
high
them from, like,
school.
social clubs in school.
Oh, no.
So somebody had a crush on you, so you get a can of Crush.
Yeah,
I'm the
I don't
reason-
celebrate Valentine's.
No, I feel sad for young Deb. I'm like, no.
I'm the
young
reason
Deb, I
that
would've
they had to
given
make
you a
the rule that
Valentine.
everybody gets a
So now I'm
Valentine.
just picturing like The Simpsons and Ralph with the I
Yeah,
choo choo
yeah.
choose you,
Oh.
Teresa.
Yeah.
That was totally me.
Dev. Oh.
I'm the reason they
Everybody
made that
be
rule.
Yes, wash me in your pity.
I had the biggest Valentine box, and there was like 2.
Hey, you got 2.
Right?
You know, everyone's a win, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Well, I
a win.
gave myself at least one of them.
Then that other one was a win? I don't know.
That was my teacher.
I
Right,
like
yeah,
the
that's
fact
right.
that
All
you
of a
said
sudden, Shot of
least
History got
one of
depressing.
Oh shit, does this mean this is the last season?
Yeah. Once we start getting depressing, that's when we know we got to call it quits.
Oh no.
All right.
So next
Ashley.
week-
Depressing. I thought it was funny.
I was like, so what we are hearing is that for this Valentine's coming up in 2020, everyone send Dev Valentine's Day gifts.
Yes.
To,
Send it.
to Podcast Detroit, and he'll get it
Send
eventually.
it care of Coy's Comics at 3220 Bay Road, Saginaw, Michigan 48603.
And make sure you address it to Big Dev.
Yeah.
And
Specifically.
fuck the chocolate. Dev likes whiskey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bourbon, most specific.
Yes. Yes, don't send me that bullshit vodka.
No flowers, no chocolate. Send me something I appreciate.
Hard booze.
Yeah.
Or show up in hand jobs. I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, this has flown off the rails so quickly.
And we haven't even started
We
yet.
haven't.
Right.
All right, Ashley, you're going to get us started right now. We're going to
Right.
derail this train to the proper train.
I hope there's a
we were
line of
supposed to
people
go on.
waiting to give me hand jobs outside of Coy's Comics.
Would you accept a line of people giving you hand jobs?
I mean, I'd have to
like-
tell them to
Would he
wait
not?
a few minutes.
I'm like,
How would he
I mean,
not?
after the third one, you might be not willing to participate anymore.
No, we thought we were here to get the hand job.
Right. So anyway, on to the
Just have
topic
them
of
stand there
freak
and go like
shows
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's what we're
sideshows.
talking about.
Yes.
That would definitely be a great sideshow. Come on.
Right? So hide your kids, hide your wife. So freak shows rose to prominence in the 16th century in England, and for centuries, cultures around the world had interpreted severe physical deformities as bad omens or evidence of evil spirits. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're different. You're different. It's bad. Ah.
Right.
Oh wait,
right.
that still happens now.
Hide you in a corner. Yeah.
How many times did someone find Jesus with a deformity and they go, oh shit, it doesn't work, kill him. Hide the evidence.
I'm trapped in the closet.
Oh, that was bad.
It's a different kind of freak show.
That's gold.
Totally different kind of
I
freak
didn't
show.
even hear it because I'm deaf. What
Singing
did
some R.
I
Kelly-
miss?
singing
I'll
some
just
R.
listen
Kelly
to the
over there.
episode.
Right.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So by the late 1500s, these stigmas had translated into public curiosity, and I think that they still kind of stick around now. Like you see somebody who's different, you stare. It's not exactly public, or PC to do so, but it. All right then, that was early.
Yeah. I was just thinking of little kids. When you're raising little children, you're like, you can't stare.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's the most horrible thing.
Yeah.
Like teach them to ask questions.
Yeah.
No, don't always do that. Here's why. My brother, when I was a kid, walked right up to I believe that she was a dwarf, but walked right up to her, and my brother was maybe 4 or 5, and he was towering over her, and he looked her dead in the eye and said, "Excuse me, ma'am. Why do you have a big head and a little body?" And the lady goes, "That's enough of that, young man."
I like
I
it.
feel like that was a very well worded question, though. Like,
And
that
it, was,
wasn't-
and it was super polite.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't
But one
think that
lady
was horrible.
immediately after that likes to be told she's got a big head. Big
Yeah.
old head and a little body.
I mean,
So she didn't appreciate it. She basically asked
That's
her
That's
facts,
that, young man.
That's facts.
I mean,
but
Yeah.
if we asked more of those questions or let our
I
children
suppose,
ask more
right.
of
He
those
was- he
questions,
was-
it
I feel
would
like
become more common.
I feel like some
Yeah.
little people would be okay with a question like that. Like
Yeah.
that was
yeah,
like
I
a
think
minority.
Well,
would be.
hold on. Let's
They're fully aware.
the
of
frame
body
of
shape
who's
they have.
asking the
gosh.
question.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if I go up to someone and be like, "Hey, why do you have a big head and a little body?" Somebody would be like,
punched in the dick.
"Motherfucker, you're tall as shit."
Right.
Will headbutt you in the nuts and walk away.
And not think twice about it.
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail that.
You're fine.
All right.
No,
Way to go,
that's-
Calvin.
So businessmen started to scout people with abnormalities, and they swooped them up and shuttled them throughout Europe, charging small fees for their viewings. One
Small
of
fees. Sorry.
they weren't
sorry.
all dwarfs.
Seven.
I just need a shorthand job. I'll come quickly.
Yes.
Hit the bell.
Sorry.
All right, I got short.
Hand job, blow job. You're right there. You're right there.
Born to hand job.
One of the earliest recorded freaks of
Anybody?
this era
Hand job?
was Lazarus Colorado, an otherwise strapping Italian whose brother Jonas protruded upside down from his chest.
Oh, that's
So this was one of the
Whoa.
first
Wow.
recorded Siamese twins.
Wow.
Ooh.
Upside
Yeah.
down?
His brother was always getting like a rush.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was,
Like always
Was he
a penis
facing
tapped
forward
back in his head.
or out?
yeah, he's like Voldemort.
Sure,
See,
so
that is
actually
a
no.
question I do not want the answer to.
Right?
I
That
kind
was a
of do.
character in Venture Brothers.
So
He's like, wait.
Did the
have
one brother
questions.
sue the other brother for masturbation rights?
I mean,
Because seriously, that's a real story in the news.
is, yeah.
From Siamese twins.
Really?
yeah.
Yes.
Like which hand is
No,
mine?
no,
Which
just
hand is
stop.
yours?
No.
No.
That's a
we'll
whole
talk,
nother
we'll talk
podcast.
off show.
So
sound.
the conjoined twins both fascinated and horrified the general public, and the duo even made an appearance before King Charles I in early 1640.
Which country?
Probably England.
It
Charles.
could be
'Cause that's
France.
where-
There's the King
Yeah, I
Charles
guess
of
that's
France.
true.
That's
There's
true.
also one in Poland. That's why I'm like, which country?
You're asking me irrelevant questions. That's not okay.
There's a king who
like,
gives
There's
a
a
SFU.
king who wanted to see them.
Look, I did some research before this cast,
Yeah, it wasn't
but
5
I didn't
minutes
research
before,
that.
before I got here, got you.
While we were driving up, that was a fun ride.
But until the 19th century, freak shows catered to relatively small crowds and didn't yield particularly healthy profits for their showmen or performers. Fast forward to like the 1840s, and you get P.T. Barnum, who had started his freak shows and oddity museums, actually on Broadway in New York. And he introduced a rotating roster of freaks, including albinos, midgets, giants, and exotic animals, and anybody else who piqued the curiosities to the public. To advertise the space, he hired mostly unskilled musicians, because they were cheap labor.
How are you an unskilled musician? Like, are you just bad at playing the guitar?
Well,
I think it's the
professional.
I think it's the
It's
people
the
who
people
hadn't
that you
gone through the
see go into
conservatories.
Guitar Center that think they're prodigies
Like,
and just boop, 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 nope,
Open
not good
mic
at this
night
one.
and the guy on the corner.
Yeah, right.
Solo. Bing.
I can play the triangle
Right.
really well.
Solo on that triangle.
Hardcore triangle.
My instrument is my voice.
Yeah, so he would have these unskilled musicians play in the balconies of his theater in hopes that the horrible noise, quote unquote, would attract customers. I don't know how you think that that's okay.
They were terrible musicians.
I just need to see where is that horrible noise
Yes.
coming from?
Yes. That's,
I mean, people hear
That's
like
a
the sound of a
weird
car
selling
crash
point.
and they're like,
It sounds like a
That's-
tiny
Yeah.
cat.
I
Right.
need to
Yeah.
go
See if it
investigate
is.
that.
Sure.
Or every horror movie, all of the white people go and see like, oh, there was sounds up there. I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, run
Black
upstairs.
people are out in the front
Yeah,
yard.
black
like,
people
yeah.
are like, I'm
I don't
We ain't
fuck out.
fucking
I don't get that at all. Like, somebody
Time
hears
the
noise and
fuck
they're like,
out.
I'm going to go look in this dark space. And I'm like, no, I'm
No,
not
yeah,
going to do
you
that
need to
at
leave.
all.
I
No.
ran past the basement, the back door, and the front door to run upstairs.
Right.
No attic.
Right. Let's not run outside.
So under his leadership, the American Freak Show became a booming business, both highly profitable and degrading to its performers. Surprise, surprise, right?
Right.
Wow.
So I have picked a few of my...
Wait, the movie about this isn't true?
No.
Ah, man.
I mean, we can't all be Hugh Jackman.
I don't want to be Hugh Jackman.
I do.
Only as
Yeah, I
Wolverine.
totally do.
You can do
Only
Hugh
it's
Jackman.
Wolverine.
I don't want to be Hugh Jackman.
I don't want to do them. I
Yeah.
want to be.
Sign me up.
So I
for
picked
either?
a few... I picked a few of
It's a good
my
story.
favorite attractions. And the first one is Charles Stratton, who was touted as General Tom Thumb. He was born to advertised parents, and he developed at a normal rate until he was about 6 months old, at which point he only measured 25 inches tall and weighed 15 pounds.
That is like Logan at a month.
By age 5,
But he grew up normal for 6
Is he?
months.
right. By age 5, he hadn't grown a single inch.
Wow.
So Barnum partnered with the boy's father, taught the child to sing, dance, and impersonate famous figures like Cupid, Napoleon Bonaparte, and in 1844, he took him to his first tour around America. Barnum rebranded Stratton as General Tom Thumb in the Napoleon costume, the smallest person who ever walked alone, and told onlookers that the 5-year-old was actually 11.
Okay.
After incredible success, the two embarked to Europe, where Queen Victoria became enamored with the act. And I don't know what country she's from either, Jeannie.
Wait, hold on.
She's from England.
Because you're giving me the stare.
What was the queen's name?
Victoria?
Victoria.
Yeah, that's definitely England.
That's England.
Whatever.
I'm just going to look at you like, she's from England. Time period marks.
You were already
She's
giving me the
Spain,
stink eye. So I thought I would preempt it.
The current queen's great-great-grandmother, Queen
Yes.
Victoria.
Okay.
That's how old the current queen
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not great.
She's doing real well, man.
She's defying the laws set in the Bible.
So Stratton was mobbed by crowds wherever he went and achieved international stardom. So he wasn't super degraded. Like, this was...
Yeah, he made money.
He made
had a
money.
life, yeah.
He had fame. He was doing something that, you know, as a
of
little
them really
person, he
did.
couldn't really get a job anywhere else. By the late 1860s, Barnum made Stratton a well-to-do man. For the better part of 15 years, he was paid upwards of $150 per week, which in today's, calculations would be about $4,000 a week.
Nice.
Fuck that. Wish I was born with a deformity.
And upon
I don't think it's a fair
retiring,
trade-off.
I don't either.
Being tiny for $4,000? Hell yeah.
upon retiring, he lived in New York's most fashionable neighborhood, owned a steam yacht, and wore only the finest clothes.
Ooh, fancy.
A steam yacht.
Well, I mean, it was the 1800s.
I get it.
Solid.
The next freak per se that I have is Chang and Eng Bunker, the original Siamese twins.
Yep.
which
You know that's putting We Are Siamese in my head from Lady and the Tramp.
sure, but you asked also why we're going to the Meter Museum
But we are
in
also Siamese if
Philadelphia.
you don't please.
I want to go there.
We look around our new domicile.
Regardless of your pleasure, we are fucking Siamese, okay?
Yeah.
Fucking deal with it.
They're
Yeah.
there.
So you asked why I would ever want to
Yes.
go to the Meter Museum in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Because their skeleton is there.
Okay.
In addition to like Einstein's brain slides and other kinds of
The
medical
brain
oddities.
slides were real
Yeah.
cool. The
Yeah.
Meter Museum
No.
is awesome.
Yeah, Chang and Anger.
I
in
used to live there, so
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I'm going to be in Philadelphia in the past.
No, a month ago, because I think when this episode airs, it'll have been a month ago.
Well, there you go. I am sure you went and checked it out, and it was sweet.
I did.
We
It was
time
so
travel
awesome.
here at Shot of History.
At some point, I was
There you
there.
go.
We're going at the.
It's a kid's body. Something's got to be done about the kids.
So Chang and Eng, they were born in 1811 in a small Siamese fishing village, which is where the term Siamese twins come from.
I got it in my head. I'm sorry.
You're not. Chang and Eng were conjoined twins connected by a 4-inch ligament at the chest. So they were two fully formed bodies,
Just a ligament?
just a ligament.